I to see you all. I am here representing the millions of the fisher people all over the globe who provide us you the healthy nutrition diet. I speak here on behalf of the International Planning Committee on Food Sovereignty. So, as it is well explained in the videos and by the previous speakers, we feed the world with the nutrition food and makes the world not stabilize the world not to be nutrition deficient. But the reality is that today the fisheries, the fisheries resources of us has been pushed to transit. It has been transition. The food systems are transiting, and there is a push on us to culture more blue food, which is called the cultured aquatic food. We capture fish and give to the nation to stabilize the food, protein deficient. But the nations push on us to cultivate more and more food, which is not a healthy diet. This transition of food systems occupies our fisheries resources in the inlands, in the sea, and also make us to lose our identities. This has been largely occupied by the global corporates, and it makes the nations to buy their seeds, the fish, which is not at all a healthy nutrient food. And this also excludes the women from our fisher woman, who has said, which is dominates the fisheries value and supply chain. It excludes them from this fish because this blue food, what we call as aquatic cultured fish or aquatic food, it is totally a controlled industrial food that is now dominating the entire food systems. Further, if you see the fisheries, the blue economies in the ocean have occupied us. Blue economies are mining the deep seas. It's challenging the fishers not to enter into the sea. Our denial to the ocean resources has been curtailed because of larger blue economic development activities such as deep sea mining, offshore energies are been happening throughout the fisheries resource. Then coming back to the blue carbon, the parties talks about the blue carbon, sink of the carbon, and 13 to 30, you have been hearing of that. More and more marine protected areas has been given to us. This denied our fishing in the marine protected areas, in the inlands, in the sea, and it denies us not to fish this or not to capture this nutrient food. So these are the challenges that we face. Further on us is the climate change and the extreme events which has been said. The extreme climate change events, both onset and slow onset disasters, are devastating our lives and livelihoods, are erasing our homelands. But what does we discuss in COP27? We discuss in ocean geoengineering. We discuss in ocean geoengineering, which is going to fertilize the entire ocean, the territorial waters and the nearshore waters with iron ore, copper sulfate to sink the carbon. This is not an act of mitigation. It is a false solution of mitigation pushed on the nations. It has been on top of the agenda of the COP. But this is going to desertify the entire ocean. This is going to challenge the nutrient food, the capture food. And this is going to erase our livelihoods. So we call upon the nations. We call upon the nations we have the solutions for it. As said in the previous video, the FAO has aggregated us. We developed guidelines for us, voluntary guidelines of small-scale fisheries, VGSF. But still date, it is, as said, it is 2015. No nations has recognized that. Why? It stops their agendas on blue foods. It stops them, it prevents them not to bring any blue economy projects into their countries. It stops them not to bring any blue carbon initiatives in their country against the principles of human rights, which affects the fisher people of the globe. Still date, no country has recognized that. This is the only tool which asserts our rights, which is the only tool which makes us to recognize us to the entire globe. But no nations has not taken that steps forward to implement that. Now as IPC, we ourselves has devised a people-centered monitoring tool to show the world about the violations that is happening on us, to show the world how we are being marginalized. But the steps are being, these are the solutions that are been coming from us as the smart solutions to the climate change, as well as to the disasters, to assert our rights. So finally, I want to highlight here is that I want to say about, I want to bring the word from my language, the ancient language of the world, Tamil. They call it as unave marundu. That means the daily food itself a medicine. But these aquatic foods, cultured blue foods, will make us to eat more and more medicines, will make us more and more, will make us more deficient to the nutrition, will make us more very, very victim to the coming diseases like diseases like corona or the COVID, which is going to hamper us. So these blue foods will destabilize our immune systems. So it will make us to, that's what the global nations today also in the COP discussing on climate finance, because it makes them to blend for getting more and more towards the false technological solutions, more and more finance on them. This will not help at all us as the fisher people. So our real solution we want to say is that we should, the nations to recognize our rights, recognize our VGSF, recognize our way of life, which is the resilient climate change solution that we want to bring to the floor. Thank you.